right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play Ring Around the Rosie at this point, but Heartache is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. Status Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
Right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play Ring Around the Rosie at this point, but Heartache is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. Status Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play Ring Around the Rosie at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the impale, but it gets blocked out. Scattered Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions. From these guys.
But right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play Ring Around the Rosie at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the impale, but it gets blocked out. Scattered Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
now, they're jumping onto Old School.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Heartache is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. Static Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen.
Here's the second.
Velocity, they are your spring champions.
Right now, they're jumping onto Old School.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Heartache is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. Static Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen.
Here's the second.
Velocity, they are your spring champions.
now, they're jumping onto old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the impale, but it gets blocked out. Static Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
Right now, they're jumping onto old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the impale, but it gets blocked out. Static Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
right now, they're jumping onto old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. Scattered Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
Right now, they're jumping onto old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. Scattered Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
But right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Heartache is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. Scattered Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
But right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Heartache is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. Scattered Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the rosy at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the impale, but it gets blocked out. GAM3ASIA can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
Right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the rosy at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the impale, but it gets blocked out. GAM3ASIA can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
But right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. Scattered Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
Right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. Scattered Big can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the rosy at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the impale, but it gets blocked out. Scattered big. Can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
Right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the rosy at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the impale, but it gets blocked out. Scattered big. Can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions. From these guys.
But right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the rosy at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the impale, but it gets blocked out. Scattered big. Can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
But right now, they're jumping on the old school.
Yeah, and he's just motoring around that rock. He's going to be trying to play ring around the Rosie at this point, but Hardegg is not going down yet. Helios are good. There's the intel, but it gets blocked out. GAM3ASIA can't seem to actually get the kill. Old School's now done.
Oh, Velocity, they want to end things right here, right now. Joseph, he's the main target. He falls. Velocity, you've got 15 seconds to work with. Guys, I think it's going to happen. Velocity, they are your spring champions.
2017 Southeast Asia Open.
Right, a little confusion there. And there we have it, the first set of our semi-finalists. Team Artisan versus Team Parasism. And so, do stay hang on tight before we head over to the games when it will begin very shortly.
Season, and today I'll be introducing to you my team. First up, team leader and captain is myself. I've been playing Vainglory since slightly before season 1. I've been a competitive player for a few seasons now, and start of the year I came to form Team Artisan with my friends. However, throughout the time we have had roster changes. And in the current generation of Team Artisan, in our jungler slot, we have Deity Stars, who is a very experienced jungler, having been through a lot of tournaments with J3X, having clinched second place for Tesseract before. In nature, he's a very playful guy, and he has his very mindless moments, I would say. He does bring a lot of mechanical skill into the game. However, at the same time, what's troubling is that he brings his mindlessness into the game too, so he tends to make mistakes very often. However, I would still say he's one of the best players in the Southeast Asian region. At my lane role, I have Roasty Me Toasty, very stubborn guy, very studious at the same time. He's also very experienced. He came from the same team as Deity Stars. The both of them didn't have a team, so I asked the both of them to join me for the coming season. Roasty Me Toasty has had study commitment issues, therefore he hasn't been practicing much. However, that does not mean that he's any worse. He's still one of the strongest laners, I feel. It just takes a bit of time for him to come back up to skill. However, unfortunately, I have two other players, both of whom who have left already. However, that does not mean that we'll be any weaker than we currently are. I hope you look forward to our matches, and this is Delphire signing off.
Hi, we're Team Paroxysm. I'm Ayucha, the roamer and captain for the team. A little about myself. My first team I roamed for was Impact's Primal and then J3X Esports team. I fell in love with roaming due to the sheer importance of how to keep your teammates alive, your carries alive, and how you provide sustain and so much longevity in fights as a roamer. I think I'm more of a team player, and I feed off the energy of my teammates. Next up, we have Fury, my mentor for roaming and someone who has guided me throughout my entire majority of competitive days. I feel he is playful at times, despite being one of the oldest in our team. But age is just a number. But he always gets the job done, and he is one that I've always depended on, and I look up to him a lot. Next up, we have Oyeon Woo, or I Love Poisana. I found him one day when we were recruiting for a laner. And I was impressed by his skills. As I've been playing with him for quite some time, ever since then, and I watched him grow to be such a. I think he's far more better now compared to when we first met. He is silent, but he's always dependable. Next up, we have the last but not least, our jungler. Hansi is a strong jungler, well known for his Sky. Together, our team has been formed by a lot of both old and new players, I guess to say in a sense. But our dreams are the same. We always want to do our best in whatever we do, whatever competitions we are, whatever game we play in. Be it a normal ranked game or be it a tournament. We always play with our hearts in our sleeves, and no matter what it is, we just want to have fun and have each other. That's what it matters the most. With that, I'm sure we'll push through, and whatever mistakes we have we'll definitely learn from it with that mindset. Thanks for tuning in. See you at GAM3ASIA Vainglory C Championship.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, and welcome back to STGCC. STGCC Vainglory Championship 2017 Southeast Asia Open. I'm Lakshura, and casting alongside me this amazing game, we have MKC000.
Yeah, sure is, and it's been such a long journey. You know, players, they've played so much, and we're finally at the live stage for at the STGCC today. So, how are you feeling, you know, Lakshura? It's the last
honestly,
semi-finals.
If you were to ask me, I must say I'm really, really excited because we are down to the last 4 teams vying for the first, second, third place slot for the inaugural Southeast Asia Open for GAM3ASIA. So, you know, we are into the semis 1 first, then we will be seeing the semis 2, then if I'm not wrong, the third place match, then the finals.
Yes, and starting off this semi-finals, we're gonna have Team Artisan, actually a very well-known team, you know, throughout the SCA community, and of course, going up against them, we have Team Paroxysm.
Yeah, Paroxysm, they are a rather new team, but we have a lot of familiar names in that particular team itself. We've got Theory, Iocha, Hansi, but unfortunately Hansi will not be playing today, but instead he will be replaced by I Love Twice, Sana. That reference, it's kind of piercing, but all in all, I guess it's fine. But of course, on the side of Artisan, very well-known names throughout. We have Delphi, Roasty Me Toasty, and Deity Stars.
Yes, Delphi, such a known player throughout the community. One of the players that actually still plays Fiend, isn't it? Yeah. And we also have, of course, Deity Stars, the jungler of Team Artisan. Very good mechanics actually. So now, I think we're gonna be starting the draft really soon and gonna begin our first match of the day.
But before we actually enter draft, MKC000, let me just ask you a really quick question on this team. Because if I'm not wrong, there's another competition that Artisan were from, and they were known in that competition initially, and that would be the Tesseract Challengers, and they kind of got really, really close, but couldn't make it through to be part of the Vainglory 8 roster. But how do you think they'll perform? I mean, with all the teams right now, they look like they are one of the stronger teams.
Yeah, they are actually. They were from the Vainglory 8 roster actually, but they went on to do the Challengers. Close enough to, but just not enough to go back to the Challengers League. I mean the Vainglory 8 League, but rather they're still very strong in mechanics, very strong in you know, decision making, very good team synergy actually, Team Artisan.
All right, so before we actually get into draft, let us talk a bit about Paroxysm as well. They are a new team coming into this. Rather, we have got some familiar IGNs that we are seeing at this point in time, like that of Fury. Fury, you know, he has been in and out of the scene. You know, all in all, not very consistent as a player. He has joined some smaller tourneys, but never won in this particular scale.
Yeah, he is a very experienced, you know, I wouldn't say old, but pretty experienced player in the scene. And
I think you can just say old.
Okay,
we all kind of know how old he is, yeah?
Yeah, he is pretty. Well, but I Love Twice Sana is a pretty new face to me for now. Yes. I haven't seen him play a lot, but I'm pretty sure he has what it takes to actually, you know, go up against Artisan here today.
Yeah, I mean, I Love Twice Sana, he has got a name for himself as well, a nickname rather, and that would be Junior Druid or Druid Replica. I'm not sure what his you know, other name is, his nickname is, but I'm really looking forward to see how he will perform going up against Artisan, the more veteran team, all in all.
Yes, and now we have the draft already, and I think we can, you know, just go into the draft straight, shall we?
Right, sure. If we can. I think we are ready to be into draft at this point in time.
Yes.
So without further ado, let's just jump straight into draft.
Okay, here we go. The first draft of today. Artisan taking the first ban right now. I think, you know, Roamer's ban are what are commonly seen now in this patch.
Definitely. I mean, we are, just to let the viewers and of course the audience and the viewers at home know, we are playing on the newest patch for Vainglory, and that will be 2.8. So a lot of changes have, been rolled out. The healers have been changed for a little bit. The way rotation works have been changed as well. So Catherine is still a prioritized pick because she's just so very strong. Although, honestly, I'd like to see if Doubtfire will bring out that Finn that he's known for.
Yeah, definitely. But we have Lyra open at this time, but they're not going to go for a roam pick. Rather, they're going to go for the Idris, which is arguably that strong in lane, whether it's CP or even weapon power at this point of time. And yes, they're going to return, or rather Paroxysm is going to return the pick with a Scarf and an Arden.
Oh, so we are going to see a hot box effect coming out from the side of Paraseason with that Scarf and Arden. I like to call it the hot box because honestly, you throw down the gauntlet, you use Dragon's Breath, everyone is stuck in there, can't quite move. But we might not see Doubtfire actually locking or playing the Fiend today. Instead, we will be seeing that Lance being picked up, or rather his soft hovering. He's down to 0 seconds right now. He might just be taking his time, but okay, so we might see a draft reset, but all in all, I guess they are kind of finalized, on their pick of that Lance. Lance currently really strong as well. Offers a lot of crowd controls when, with gameplay-wise, even in that early game with that Impale the Root, and on top of that as well, the Githian Wall, when he slams you into a wall, then you get stunned. And if done properly, executed well, they can, or rather Lance can provide a team-wide stun for his team.
Yeah, the thing is, the reason why Finn was not picked, even though it's so strong this patch, is because of the little mobility he has, and Scarf can just burn him down with that Goop and Spitfire combo. Now, even with there's no need for a Dragon's Breath, even he's just so slow, and even as though he can tank as much damage as he can, he'll probably be burst down anyway. And on the other hand, Lance is pretty good in, pretty mobile. He has that combat role to, just dodge out those Spitfire coming out of Scarf. So pretty good pick from Artisan there, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, if they are going to finalize on that Lance, I must say it is a rather decent pick. And I've seen incredible plays, and I personally think that Lance himself as a hero, it's really a play-making role. Right? We have a lot of roams that can initiate very well, like that of Catherine, Fortress, the chase potential from those roamers captains. They are strong, but Lance really is that playmaker. If you can land those impales, you can land those Githian walls, then definitely you can cause a lot of chaos for the other team. But of course, while we wait, for the teams to be ready and get into draft, let us quickly talk about the new skins that is being rolled out, or that was rolled out for 2.8. One of the newest skin that was rolled out was Bakuto Finn.
Yeah, Bakuto
What do you think about
Finn.
that skin?
Yeah, the effects, I've just seen it, and the effects are pretty cool, especially the Polite Company.
Yeah.
There's some, I don't know what's shooting out, but it's just blue and really cool. The Force Accord, just looks like a gold chain pulling back enemies. A really cool effect there. And yeah, well, the draft's gonna start. Let me add on to the draft just now, because we have a lance, and with the CC of the lance, I guess it's pretty good for the Idris from their team to just chase up to their opponent, because they have to lock down on one of them. So very good combo or synergized hero they have picked there. But Paroxysm, they had Scarf and Arden.
Yeah,
great
we
as well.
did see a Scarf and Arden coming out from Paraseason. So in 2.7 itself, we saw a lot of Scarf being played in lane, because unlike the other majors like that of Celeste, Scarf is generally do not need that levels. Right? So Scarf don't quite need those levels, so you can place him in the lane, just allow him to get more farm, get farmed up, and just wreak havoc at the end of the day. But coming into 2.8, when the gold has been reduced, and also Scarf has been changed as well in 2.8, have been nerfed, that's what players like to call it. So what do you think? Do you think Scarf is still a relevant pick, especially since it's the first pick coming out from the side of Paraseason?
Well, I think it is actually. No, now in the patch 2.8 especially, they increase the gold mine maximum gold to 400. The cooldown of it being full is reduced. So it's really shifting towards, the objective gaming.
Yeah.
And while you have the objective gaming, you need a very good siege comm. And Scarf is the perfect hero to do it. You know, the Spitfire, you have the Goop, you can clear gold mines really fast. And if they take the right opportunity, so they'll just skin gold as fast as they can and just snowball the match. And we have our draft actually ready and finished now.
And it's quite an interesting draft, wouldn't you agree? We are seeing from the side of Artisan that Cruel Lance and of course that Idris pickup. Do you reckon Deity Stars would run that CP Cruel? If not, then the Idris will go on the CP carry.
Well, I'll take a guess that the Idris will be a CP carry because of the amount of damage it can output and the slows, the CC coming out with Frostburn actually. So with Idris buff, the Frostburn actually will activate the perk, the heroic perk that will allow him to have the range attacks. Right now we have a pause game just to fix out minor technical difficulties probably.
Yeah. Probably the players are experiencing some issues, but we'll not harp on that. Instead, let us talk about the comm that's coming out from Parasism as well. They actually did ban out that Castro. Castro received a balance in this particular patch itself. Not exactly a nerf, I would say. Some nerfs, some buffs to her. So I personally think it is a wise choice, and her siege potential is just insane as well.
Yeah, it is.
As a Castro. But more interestingly is actually that I Love Twice Sana. That scarf will be placed in
the
it's
jungle.
So weird to say I Love Twice Sana because I don't know Twice Sana.
Yeah.
So, but I'll just roll with it. So I Love Twice Sana. He will be laning with this scarf in in the lane, of course. But it's quite weird to me because of the changes made to scarf. You would think that the experience growth, it's better to put that scarf in that of jungle or back into the jungle. Or what do you think, MKC 000?
I mean, it's good if it's placed in jungle, but in the lane you get a lot of gold. So with that gold, you can exchange for damage. And if you know how to rotate well, you can actually do a hyper carry, share the gold in the jungle. That's what is very popular now. So yeah, I think Scarf in lane is pretty good. And while that happens, the biggest change in 2.8 is actually, for me, the one that affects the most is the potion. Without the use of potion, we have a healing flask, but the cooldown is just so long that you have to use it really wisely. Not just potion when you can pop it anytime you like,
Yeah, but there is one thing that we must note as well, and I'm not sure if you would agree with me. With the removal of potions and the addition of this healing flask, and the cooldown is 120 seconds, yeah? So the chance, to snowball, the snowball effect would be much stronger, but I'll just hold that thought when a fight is happening.
Yeah, look at this paroxysm. Fury is going to be slow, but afterburns through the wall to prevent any first kill coming out. Now, first kill still adds, adds onto your advantage because it gives you additional 100 gold. If I'm not wrong. So it's one of the objectives you want to take in the game, earlier part of the game, as well as the Elder Treant that everybody always contests on.
Yep. So, like I said earlier on, or rather I asked earlier on, so the snowballing now would be so much easier because if you are playing really, really aggressive in that early game and you force your enemies or you force the opposite team to burn their healing flask really early, what happened then is you can just snowball because they do not have another form of heal coming out from them, especially if you actually do go into their jungle, take away their treant, force them to burn the healing flask. Yeah? And with the 2 minutes, you can do a lot of things, especially in that enemy's jungle. Especially since Vainglory is such a short game, it's a really quick game, so the snowball potential has increased with the addition, or rather the removal of the potion.
Yeah, it's just getting harder to play every patch, isn't it? And while it's getting harder to play, players need to find new strategies, new rotations, and for now, of course, it's just the start of the patch. We still see all the old stuff coming out, just rotating the jungle, but I would expect, if players have the chance, invasions are going to come a lot now, and we see it's going to be a small contest on the Elder Treant here, while Fury is stunned onto the Gideon wall, and Delphi is just deterring the opponents from coming near to his teammates to secure the Elder Treant. El Charlie will be caught out here by the Vanguard. Oh, the Vanguard is stopped and the root lands. El Charlie is pretty low here. The smite doesn't get him. And they're just gonna go back to the base now, but no. Deity Stars not giving up here. Fury is hiding behind that wall, decides to go to the opponent's jungle, set up some farm. As I was saying, invasion is important this game, and they're doing it now.
Yep, I mean, this Artisan really putting pressure in this early game, just working the advantage with that Treant. I mean, Treant now gives so much gold, yeah? And it's quite a big objective at this point in time. And as you can tell, we can tell as well that Parasism just do not have that objective control like that of Artisan. But we do see though Fury going into that jungle, meeting Deity Stars and Roasty Me Toasty.
Yes, Fury being a little bit sneaky there, but he's going to be caught by Deity Stars here. Oh no, he's going to turn, but he does. Going to have the afterburn in 1 second. He's going to get away probably. No, he gets killed. It's the first blood goes to Team Artisan. With that afterburn, he probably doesn't know when to use it. Yeah. I'm not sure why he didn't use it. But yeah, there goes the first blood. And leading up to a close to 1k lead already.
Yeah, and we do see a change up in rotation as compared to 2.7. I'm basing a lot of my views in 2.7 because honestly, the tournaments that I've casted for, generally it's still running at 2.7. So coming into this, we do see Roasty Me Toasty just, you know, traveling a lot, or rather farming the jungle a lot with that Cruel, Deity Stars on that Cruel. Do you think it is the pattern that, you know, Proxism should adapt to as well? Just so to get the additional levels and on top of that, the additional gold that, you know, the jungle has changed into?
Yes, of course, especially for Scarf, a mage, you know, you really want as much gold as possible, but Roasty here is going to be caught out a little bit. Boost is used, but the afterburn knocks him back, and Roasty Me Toasty going to give up that kill. And after Delphi is up here now, the root goes down, Deity Stars charges in, kills Glaive with that heavy steel of his, and I Love Twice Sana trying to get into a good position here to make sure to prevent any more kills from coming out. And yeah, that's it, 2-1 on the side of Artisan here. Well, they lost a laner, but they got a kill in return.
Yep, definitely. I mean, I guess all in all, it is pretty worth it. Or, you know, the exchange at least. Granted, the side of Team Artisan, they are a kill in lead, but all in all, it doesn't quite amount to anything. If you look at the goal difference, it is just a mere 1,005 minutes in. So, you know, the side of Parasism, they still have a chance to come back from this. They just really need to fine-tune their rotation. As we can tell, Artisan is just pulling out a rotation that, you know, that it's benefiting them all in all in the situations that we've seen so far.
Yes, it
Deity
is.
Stars, once again.
Oh, here we have some actions here. Deity Stars is going so aggressive onto the opponent team. You know, they want to get as much advantage as he can. And while all the other crews actually go for tension bow early, on this we see Deity Stars sitting on a heavy steel, probably going for a breaking point already.
Yeah, and that is quite an interesting build coming out from Deity Stars, but I'll just hold that thought when Fury has got a lot of stacks. Delphi though, do miss that Impale. Pretty sad, and a pretty sad day. I mean, he has landed a few, very good one, right? Don't get me wrong, but all in all, when those very crucial ones,
yeah, Delphi,
he messes it up.
Oh man, but here we go. Objective gaming, as we always say, Team Artisan always has that objective mindset, and they took, you know, with that crew, just took the first Sentry life, the Crystal Sentry, of course, and you know, if they can continue doing that, they probably it makes it easier for them to fight later in the part of the game as well.
Definitely. I mean, objective control is really all about what it is in that of Vainglory. If you know how to work your rotations, you know how to work your objectives, then all in all, it will slowly build up into something. Whereas a lot of players who, you know, really want to go for those kills, those are not quite important. But we do see, though, Artisan, once again, going into the jungle of Parasism. But they are going to make a U-turn, going up into lane. There's a scout trap that spots Deity Stars out, but I Love Twice Sana kind of missed that Spitfire there. Although there's like clear vision, they are going to pose a siege at least, but they are kind of reluctant. Let's see where Cruel is. Cruel is going for that Crystal Sentry once again.
Yeah, that's the second life of the Crystal Sentry, and we see Roasty Me Toasty here has that Shatter Glass done, and we have seen him, you know, just activating his perk, and some of them actually go for Frostburn because of the amount of slow he can put out, but Shatter Glass just gives that, you know, straight up damage. We have a little bit of scruffle here. Fury just gets to safety with that boots, you know, not preventing anything from coming out, preventing any kills, of course, not to give out any jungle objectives to Team Artisan.
Yep, definitely. Deity Stars really is just living. Oh, but I'll just hold my thought.
Yes, look at that. We have, oh, Fury going very low here with that Chakram going out. But where is Deity Stars? He's just sitting at the lane brush, waiting for his chance. The From Hell's Heart goes out, lands on Iocha. Oh, that's the wrong target there. Pretty sad there, but if it were to land on any other two carries, I think it would have been better.
And you would generally see a lot of pressure placed in lane from a Cruel, at least in the patch 2.7, but in this case we are not seeing that happening. Ocha though, maybe in trouble. Chaka comes out and does pick him up.
Yes, just a very good root coming out. Just as you say, Delphire do land his roots pretty well, and a pretty, you know, important ones with that. Oh, but he misses that now, just right after I say whatever, right? Gideon Wall stuns out the Scarf onto the wall, but Delphire is going to run to safety right now. Chakram doing so much damage at this point of time. With any roots, you know, there can be any kills coming out. Oh, Sentry eliminator right away right now. 8 minutes into the game, we have a pause here, but you know, just really good objectives coming out of Team Artisan.
Definitely, very good rotation. I must say that, you know, the side of Parasism, it's almost as if they are blind to the rotations that Cruel is bringing out half the time. You know, the Sentry provides vision, and yet we do not see, you know, a 3-man rotation down into that jungle to try to stop this Cruel. Instead, they are just going to, you know, concentrate and focus on that lane, but they cannot quite achieve anything at the end of the day. We do see, once again, Deity Stars in Parasism's jungle, trying to just take up his farm and starve Fury out. And Fury at this point in time don't quite have an answer to that. I personally think if Parasism have to, you know, want to come back into this game, they really have to, you know, try to gank this Deity Stars on this crew, which they are not doing so at this point in time.
Yes, well, you look at the advantage Deity Stars has, he has almost 20 CS over the opponent jungler, and while Glaive is one of the strong heroes this patch, well, it all really depends on draft, because Crew is just such a great pick up against Glaive, you know, the amount of sustain he has and the amount of, you know, utility he provides for the team. So I guess the part of the advantage that Artisan has have to credit to their draft.
Definitely. I mean, the draft speaks volumes, and a lot of analysts would agree that you kind of win half the game, if not then 70% of the game, in draft alone. And so, really good drafting coming out from the side of Artisan. But honestly, if you think about the logic or the thought process that went into Parasism's draft, it might make sense, because we are, however, just playing in the Southeast Asia region, where a lot of players just want to play or pick up, you know, heroes that they are very comfortable with. So this is one, maybe this is a comp that they are very comfortable with, and they really need to hit their power spikes before they can quite do anything at this point in time. But, you know, with Snowball being so easy to execute right now, what do you think Parasism can do at this point in time, at least?
Well, I think Scarf is going to play a very big part in this battle, actually, because of the amount of damage it will put out later into the part of the game. As the game progresses, it will get its items, probably, you know, Frostburn, Eve of Harvest, even a Broken Myth. And at that point, when Scarf does have the items, it's going to hurt like a truck. And with Fury, you know, with the Afterburn, it's going to provide that CC. So if everything works out with the Ardent's Gauntlet, of course, Dragon's Breath, or everything is there for them. So if everything works out, if they can hold this early to mid-game, I think they have a pretty big chance towards the later part of the game.
There's, you know, of your points there, I realized something, MKC000, that constantly you start out your points with if, as if you've got no faith whatsoever in Parasism. I mean
not everything is
no,
certain.
Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I see where you're coming from, because at this point in time, we are just looking at a goal difference right now, yeah? We are 8 minutes or close to 9 minutes into the game. Artisan very strong at this point in time, 3k in gold lead. So I understand where you're coming from with all your ifs and the uncertainty that Parasism can even bring this game back. Because honestly, if you were to ask me as well, they really need to stop Deity Stars on that Cruel to even have a chance, because Cruel is just going through and rummaging through the entire jungle right now. Fury is being starved out. I love Twisana in the late game. Granted, you say he needs those items, but just look at what he has right now that's compared to Roasty Mitosi on that Idris.
Yes, but even if the crew can be stopped, even if, you know, the Scarf can do something about the crew. There's an Idris, CP Idris rather, that will just do so much damage with his Chakram and such a low, with that low cooldown on the Chakram and the basic attack, you know, from Idris. It's gonna be really hard. You know, I'm not skeptical, but it's gonna be really hard for Team Paroxysm at this point of time.
Yep, definitely. What the players are saying now would be the team profile cards and the information, at least for Artisan. As we can tell, Artisan are looking like a very strong team coming into this game. At least Cruel once again picking up Fury when that was on.
Yeah, here it goes. And of course, as I was saying, I'm going to go for the gold miner now. Objective as much as possible. This patch is all about, you know, just how much gold you can secure on objectives.
Yeah.
And 400 gold on each miner is going to be a lot of advantage going over to your team.
Yeah, and there is one thing we realize as well, it's that the side of Parasism, they are putting a lot of, you know, emphasis on that lane. But the first turret, when you take it down, it just grants you 200 gold at this point in time, whereas that gold miner that you said gives you 400 gold. So at the end of the day, it's taking two first tier turret. Taking the first tier turret is just not as worth it as taking that gold miner, and a lot of emphasis should be placed in that of jungle rather than the lane. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I do, because, you know, from the last patch we see, oh, but here is from Hell's Heart, actually blocked out, and Delfire is going to be hit back from the afterburn, and so much damage going on to Fury. He can't do anything, he can't follow up, he just has to run because of the Chakram, because of the basic attacks coming out from Idris. And just look at that damage going out. Devil's Glaive, afterburn, steady stars, and he's gonna take the first turret anyways. Oh, there we go, Rostimi Toasty gonna pick up the kill onto Arden here. That's the 5th kill for Artisan here, and the Twice Sana pretty low. Gitian Wall goes out, afterburn burns in. Delfire here, but they managed to get the ace anyway. So that's the first ace of our game here. Artisan takes the second turret with ease.
I must say, that is quite a noble sacrifice coming up from Delfire there. Granted, he burned his fountain for himself, but without that, just going in to die and be vaporized by Parasism at least, then Artisan probably wouldn't have gotten the second tier turret as well, which is now still 300 gold rather than 200 gold. So Artisan at this point in time looking very strong. They have got 27,000 gold compared to that of Parasism with 21.2 thousand gold. So, like we've been talking a lot about what Parasism can do, but I may have to hold my thought when Tegisas goes in.
Yes, there goes one more rune. Iocha goes down immediately, and Fury has to afterburn away. What can he do anyway? He has to run because there's so much output from Artisan right now. One root and you're basically dead. So it all depends on how Delfire can land these roots well, and if he does miss, it will open a window for Paroxysm to have a comeback actually.
Definitely, and Ocha as well. It's the Arden. He is a tank, the tankiest one in the team. But let's all be honest. Arden don't really, isn't as tanky as say like that of Lance, if not that Catherine when she has the stacks as well. Yeah, Arden is one of those very flimsy roam. I mean, if you are in the lead, then Arden will definitely do well. Once again, Artisan in the jungle of Parasism, and they do not have answer whatsoever.
Yes, they don't. And we look at Glaive's build right now. We have a Sorrow Blade and Breaking Point, but the real question is, will Glaive even get, to just stack up that Breaking Point? Look at this, he's just being blown up by that crew and lands alone with that root. He's basically dead, and this the anchor turret just going down like butter right here. Very fast game by Artisan. 13 minutes, not even, the Kraken's not even up. They have the anchor turret ready and down.
I mean, Artisan really blowing, the side of Parasism up, and there's really nothing. And it all really just started at, in the early game itself. Like I said, in this current patch, it is so easy to snowball, but I may have to hold my thought once again when the gauntlet drops.
Yeah, the gauntlet drops, but there's a double root from Delfire, thankfully. The afterburn is there to save them. Well, there's not going to be nothing much happening. We have from Hell's Heart actually landing to one of the carries, but, it's just thankful enough, Paroxysm are able to just get away, and they're going to put out a lot of pressure here. Afterburn goes down, and Rosimi Tosti pre-low here. Dragon's Breath comes out, but Glavy's taken out right away. Twaisana, oh, he's going to be rooted and blown up. He's going to get killed, and Iocha is the last man standing for the side of Paroxysm. And oh no, the turret is going to go down. One turret down, second turret down. They're even going to go for the Vein Crystal now. Could this be the first game of our Vainglory Championships right here, the SCGCC? I think it's going to be the first game going on to Team Artisan here.
And of course, adding insult to the wound, Artisan definitely had to take down Iocha that survived for quite a long time. Let's all be honest. Talking more about that game itself, I really think it started out in that of the early game. And you know, and it's just how Artisan really just push their advantage, you know, an objective at a time, an invade at a time, and the fact that, you know, Paroxysm do not have an answer to that. I personally think Paroxysm in the next game itself, it really shouldn't be down to draft, but how they rotate and, you know, just master and fine-tune the rotations coming out from Paroxysm for them to have any chance at all to even beat out that of Artisan.
Yeah, Artisan is just very good at this rotations. They know their map game really well. And, you know, Crew with the right builds, you know, with the tankiness, even if it doesn't do enough damage, the Idris is always there. And CP Idris is just a monster, you know. In the patch right now, CP Idris does so much. And with the alternating current, along with the burst damage of all his CP items, it's just so hard, especially if Delfire manage to land any roots. And one root can just cost you a kill.
Definitely. I mean, like I said, Lance may be prioritized, and Lance have been prioritized even in the patch 2.7 by a lot of pro teams out there. And coming into 2.8, Lance is one of those heroes that did not quite match with the change. So at this point in time, if you do know and you can master landing those skill shots in terms of those impels, then you can definitely change games around. Like I said, Lance, for me at least, and I'm sure for a lot of players out there, Lance is a captain, is a roamer that can make plays, and thus we call Lance a playmaker. Let's all be honest right now. Lance was a big fact, you know, a big pickup for the side of Artisan that allowed them to just go through and snowball through the game.
Yes, it is, and you know, Delfire has done a good job. And in the next game, we see, we're gonna see, you know, Paroxysm in a better rotation. But at the same time, I hope they do consider their draft, you know, properly, and hopefully, you know, have a better draft against Artisan. Really, they draft really well in the previous game.
Definitely. I mean, we can, you know, can really just see if Paroxysm can perform. Like, I had a lot of hopes for them, right? I must be honest. Like, I had a lot of hopes for them going up against Artisan. Maybe not be, you know, the best team out there, but because of how experienced the players are, and just now I had a little talk with them, and they seemed really, really confident as well coming into this particular match, at least going up against Artisan. And you know, they've got a lot to learn, I guess, and they are just not used. The rotations coming up from them is just not fine-tuned enough. They are, you know, kind of iffy in how they move, and Artisan really just took advantage of that.
Yes, they have really good control of it. And, you know, all these rotations probably come from good shot calling. Yeah. And I would say the shot caller of Team Artisan, you know, Delfire, pretty good decision making coming out from him. And most of the time, we have, if you have a good shot caller, you have a team with good mechanics. You know, we have Lady Stars, such a great crew over there, taking every opportunity to just take out a Crystal Sentry. That's basically, you know, so hard to fight them. There's no fight at the end of the game, actually. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, one of the strong points of Delfire, I would say it's not his micros or macros. Let's all be honest, but it's just that his decision-making skills, like you said, and the fact that he has such a strong voice coming into a lot of games, and you know, he can lead the team as well. Like, a lot of people have said that what makes a good captain, it's not how you play when you win, but it's how you lead your team when you lose, when you're losing at least. So that is one thing that, you know, we must praise and of course commend Delfire for, but we cannot forget that Paroxysm Fury, the very experienced player, or rather, you must say, the very old player.
Very old.
In that team, he is known to, orchestrate fights and, of course, decisions very well, but just not so much in his current game because of how Deity Stars on that crew was just too fed up, and there is really no breathing space for Parasitism at all. Or rather, Artisan is not giving Parasitism a lot of breathing space.
Yeah, that is just really true. As I said just now in the game, if they have a Scarf, they have a Glaive, if they can really hold out to the later part of the game, they will have a bigger chance against Artisan. But Artisan just do so well. They don't give any chances to their opponents. They find every chance they can to gain their advantage through objectives, through turrets, through lane control, through everything actually.
But I guess that is what that separates the good team from the better teams. It's the ability to able to capitalize on every small mistakes, if not then every tiny opportunity that you receive. And honestly, that is just the good thing about Artisan is that, like we said, Artisan was from the big 8 teams in Southeast Asia, which we so entirely call Vainglory 8,
yes,
right? So they
yes,
were
they
part
are.
of the roster. They are one of the pro teams, and we must, agree on that. And they are not any like shabby, run up the street, you pick up from the drain kind of team, right there. So they are constructed. They are, they know what they're doing basically at the end of the day. And really, for Parasitism to win them, Parasitism lacks the experience of professional gaming. Firstly,
they do.
And on top of that as well, it's for Parasitism to win them. Parasitism needs to stay calm, needs to be collected, right? Needs to see the game in a wider angle instead of just going in and just tunnel visioning on how they should roll and just move through the map. But because you see what Artisan is doing, they are so dynamic in terms of their gameplay.
Yes, and I do agree that Artisan is just more experienced in the competitive scene, but we have Paroxysm pretty well skilled as well as what they've been through so much through the 32 teams, and from what I see, they hog onto their comfort picks pretty well. So now in the next game, I do have higher hopes because they are Team A. They will be able to secure whatever heroes they want.
All right, and let's see if they can secure whatever heroes they want as we jump straight into draft.
Yes, and that's the second draft of today right now. Paroxysm, this time, going to have the chance to take up their favorite hero, probably the comfort picks, because of the first pick they have.
So once again, we do see a Catherine being banned out. Catherine being banned out for the side of Parasitism, and Catherine really has been a priority so far, wouldn't you agree? I mean, she brings so much to the table, the stuns, the silencers when she hits a 6, and it's team-wide as well for her Blast Tremor, whereas of course the stun is a very reliable, the most reliable one on the fold. Yes. So we do see though, Artisan really flexible with their pickups as well, going for that Black Feather just so, into that Idris. And we know that Black Feather, in a couple of patches back, has been known to be a very reliable pickup going into an Idris.
Yes, it is, and especially with the amount of sustain Black Feather does get, with the Serpent's Mask, it's going to just out-sustain Idris at any time. And of course, with that Feint of Heart, it's going to burst Idris down and win him anytime. But this time, we're going to see Delfire on his signature Fiend, actually, and I'm very excited for that. The draft is a little bit paused, but it's still continuing on my screen right now. We have Fiend on Delfire. And of course, Paroxysm responds with Ardent, and Celeste, of course, Celeste with the amount of Kilogenesis that's able to put out on the slow Fiend, because Fiend is just so slow, probably will take a lot of damage from Celeste and Idris if he's not careful.
Okay, we will be seeing a draft reset at the end of it all, and just gonna sort out some issues with I'm not sure what the issues are, but honestly, I think the players are pretty much set. From the side of Parasitism, we did see that Idris, Celeste, and was it Arden?
Yeah, Arden.
Okay,
yeah.
So Idris, Celeste, and Arden. Then, of course, on the side of Artisan, the Black Feather was picked up. What else was picked up as well?
Fiend.
Oh, Delphi will be on that Finn. All right, yeah. No wonder you were so happy. So, I mean, Finn, let's all be honest, kind of niche pick. He is strong, but all in all, he's still pretty niche-y as a pick. It's not a pickup you just, use against every other team or any other team comp. Granted, you have a lot of crowd controls as well, coming from your hook, your team-wide hook, which, on another note, is very, very easy to, block out. And of course, you have that polite company that can draw, enemies closer, and on top of that, fortified health, being able to grant fortified
really
health.
Strong fortified health this patch, actually.
Yeah, very, very strong fortified health, I must agree with you.
Yeah.
But of course, and on top of that as well, he has got the team-wide stun if he overdrives that of A, which is the Quibble.
Yeah, and so the stun with the Quibble probably will be able to prevent, that Idris from diving so hard into the last pick of Artisan here, which I haven't seen. But yeah, it's pretty good against dive heroes, especially if, they're always diving on backline. Having a Finn there, it provides you with fortified health, so you won't be, burst down really fast. And with the Quibble, it's going to prevent you with that CC, and probably you will not be able to dive to the back line, and Black Feather will just do everything they can onto the Celeste instead.
Yeah, but with Finn as well, it's that Finn is one of those heroes that really, and in all honesty, you really need to fight around him to see his, the bestest effect, or rather, the amount of things that he can bring to the table. And a lot of his kit really just brings the enemies closer and wants his allies to stick close to him as well. With that polite company, the fortified health, the Quibble, that it's very close range stun as well on top of that. So Finn really just wants his allies and of course enemies to be fighting around him. Right, so what did you think? I mean, at this point in time, we do see a Black Feather being picked up for the side of Artisan. So I reckon we will not be seeing a Mage, because Mage generally have to be quite far from Finn, because Finn will want to pull people in. But what do you think?
Well, I think a Mage is pretty good, actually, if it was a Celeste. But Celeste is picked up either ways, and Scarf is just a little bit harder for him to land any Spitfires if Black Feather and Finn were to dive really forward into the enemy's team. So maybe, just maybe a dive comp would be really good. Probably a Taka coming out, from Artisan will do the trick because of the Celeste being so vulnerable in the back line. And if I'm not wrong, the only protection she has is that Arden. So Arden does give that Vanguard, but I don't think it's enough to prevent the amount of burst damage coming out from the dive.
I mean, in all honesty, Taka is a really reliable pickup as well. But, since that, it will be triple melee, but at the end of it all, if you think about it, because, the rosters have been locked down for the side of Parasitism, so you can't quite counter the triple melee. And with that Celeste, I must agree with you, Taka is a very reliable counter, even with that health barrier coming out for the side from Arden, it will just not be enough at the end of it all. And so, and Taka, the Mortal Wound as well, reduces the healing coming out. So I'm not surprised if the side of Artisan will settle for that Taka pickup at the end of it all. And it's a very, very strong pickup, don't get me wrong, but I want to see Artisan bring out something different. I mean, not meta, because, okay, I want to see us.
I want to hear what you want to say.
Okay, so Sky, I've spoken to Artisan players before, right? And they say Sky is a rather strong pickup. Yeah?
Sky?
Sky.
Sky.
So Sky. They think Sky is strong. And we must agree, into the late game with the lock-on, Sky is strong. And on top of that, in the current patch as well,
yes, it is.
Yeah,
with the buff, coming up from the lock-on
well.
CP ratio.
Although it makes no sense for Sky to be picked up. No sense at all.
Yeah, actually no sense, yeah.
Yeah, no sense at all. Besides the fact that you can bypass that of Arden, get into the backlines for that Celeste with your Cerise Strike, there's no other reason you should pick that Sky up. Yeah? But I just want to see Artisan just bring that out. I mean, they have got nothing to lose at this point in time.
Are you issuing a challenge to them? Because I think...
Okay. The players from the side of Artisan, if you're hearing this, and before we get into draft, let us just, let me just put it out there. In hopes that you can hear me, I would like it if you guys would pick a Sky for your final pick. And that is a request from the casting panel, but that's about it. And let's see, while we wait for the players to just be locked in and be ready in the lobby, What do you think then?
Well, Sky is not really, you know, for me. I
don't say anything bad about Sky.
I mean, it's really just not as good up against that Arden.
Nope.
Because of the gauntlet, it's hard to fly around there. But well, if you insist, yeah, Sky does have, of course, towards the late game, it does have a lot of CP damage onto the heroes of the opponent team. But yeah, they can try.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, they can't really try anything. They've got really nothing much to lose.
Yeah, they have nothing to lose.
If they pick up that Sky, they don't get through this game, they have the third game to vie for, going into finals. Right?
That's true.
So, and then, it's all in good fun, all in all. And I really just want to see Sky being played in this current patch as well. With them vouching that Sky is so damn strong in 2.7, right? They themselves said it, yeah? Don't quote me, quote them. They said Sky is really, really strong.
They said Sky was really strong in 2.7.
In 2.7.
And now it's just stronger.
Yeah, there you go. So they can really just pick up that Sky.
Wow, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
That makes sense. But yeah, hopefully, actually I do want to see the Sky also. I want to see how they play it to make it strong, I want to see how they actually work it in the jungle, because in the earlier part of the game, Sky is just, it requires skills, and if you are a good Sky player, it's a buff to you, but if you're not that familiar with Sky, it's going to be a little bit harder, actually.
Were you tempted to say potato?
Sorry?
Were you tempted to say potato?
No,
you sure?
I love Sky, actually.
I almost saw your lips saying potato.
Did I?
But of course, all in all, the players are set and ready. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into draft. Right, there you go. There we have it. Once again, a quick reminder to let the viewers and of course the audience know we will be seeing Parasitism on the blue side, and of course Team Artisan on that red side. The picks and bans would be not similar.
Yeah, it is not actually.
Right?
Yeah, it is not. But I guess.
But I guess all in all, yep. Okay, so we will be seeing a draft reset. So a note to the players out there, and of course the viewers as well. If we do meet with a draft reset, please log in and ban out the similar or rather same heroes from the first time before the reset. So a kind advice. So we can't just be taken in the draft at this point in time, and let's see the players and log in. And the only variable at this point in time is it will be Artisan's pick, because Artisan's final choice is still open.
Yes, that's true. And well, hopefully I do see a Sky coming out. And if not, I'm gonna go with Taka.
Yeah.
Taka is really pretty safe for this draft because of the Celeste, and Celeste is gonna be the main damage dealer. Other than of course the Idris. Idris, while it's really strong, it doesn't have the burst potential. So if they can take down Celeste first, probably they can win the fight pretty easily.
Yep, we are probably still waiting for the players. If not, then can I have a word from production and see if we can just hit straight into draft?
Yes, I think we're going to make sure all of them free from any technical difficulties before we move on to the draft. And it's going to start pretty soon, I assume. Yes, so now we have, of course, talk about the draft. We have Arden, Celeste, and Idris. Now Arden does have that gauntlet.
Yeah.
So gauntlet's pretty good for zoning, keeping the enemies inside, and if they do not buy the block, Celeste's just gonna blow them up.
Yeah. Celeste's gonna blow them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you're gonna settle with blow and blow up. But anyways, Arden is one of those roamers that you really just want to be ahead at the end of it all. If you are in the back feet, you are fighting to come back up. Arden is one of those captains that's quite difficult to do so because of the space that is allowing the playmaking. It's what an Arden's kit lack, right? Arden can give you speed boost with that Vanguard, can save his allies with that soft CC in terms of that gauntlet, but really nothing else that Arden can do.
Yeah,
to make plays at least.
Well, I do agree with that. To be honest, I think Arden should be the least prioritized roamer this patch because well, it doesn't provide as much as other roamer does. You know, we have healers, we have CCs, utility coming off other roamers. Arden does have the gauntlet, we have Vanguard, but it's just not enough, I suppose, for this patch. It's just not enough to stop any burst damage coming out. It's not enough, you know, to trap enemies with that reflex block. And of course, I think they have accepted your challenge, Luxuria. They're going for the Sky as the last pick for Artisan here.
Well, I must say they are very brave in doing so, because Idris, no matter what patch you are going to consider, Idris is a reliable counter into that of Sky. You know,
now you say
right?
that.
As well, so, you know, bravo, I guess, or kudos to the side of Artisan taking up the challenge from the casting panel. And I'm really looking forward as to how Artisan will play this new Sky for the patch 2.8, if not then 7 as well. So, I must say, based on draft alone, I must favor Parasism's draft.
Oh, now you favor. Okay, sure. Like, yeah, that's true. You know, Parasism, they have that Celeste, they have the Idris, you know, can just dive on the Sky anytime. And Celeste zoning out with the Heliogenesis, but it all depends on how Artisan actually plays this Black Feather. And if Black Feather was to dive, Celeste, it's going to be really hard, you know, for Arden to even do anything because of the Rose Offensive coming out. Basically, if you buy a Reflex block, Black Feather has 3 charges of blocks.
Yeah. And one more thing that we must realize is as well that Parasism at this point in time, not really adapting, but, you know, they are just sticking to the rotation they used in the previous game rather than adopting the rotation that came out from Artisan, where both carries go through the jungle, get the extra EXP, get the extra gold as well, since jungle gives more gold at this point in time. Whereas they are just allowing, they are going to fight for that Treant, but Rosie Mitosi do pick up that Treant.
Oh, Lady Stars just flies in with that Suri strike, no hesitation at all. They're just going all in aggressive, and Artisan, they just want every objective they can get. Now we have more gold on the Treant, Elder Treant this patch, and Artisan just takes whatever it takes to secure it.
Yep, definitely. Although this is the farming phase, but we do see though Parasism once again putting a lot of pressure in that of lane. Just although they are rotating in threes, but Artisan, they are just gonna farm up. Sky is gonna farm up. They just need that late game. They need those items as well. Because honestly, based on draft, Ocha got caught out in that quibble, but all would be fine and dandy for him. He will just strut off like Arden does.
Yes, and we do have Black Feather sitting on the Book of Eulogies with that light armor. We don't have extra potion this patch because of the healing flask, but Book of Eulogies, you know, it's changed up a little bit right now. They'll poke damage onto Sana there, and their fire is a little bit extended, but it's just all scuffles. Right now we have Book of Eulogies, right, as I was talking about. We have Lifesteal instead of more health regeneration, you know, from killing minions, and that actually benefits more of ranged weapon carries because you can do poke really well onto your enemy heroes, and it's disadvantage to melee heroes actually.
I mean, but we have seen a shift in, you know, the carries that you placed in lane as well. Maybe like 3 or 4 patches back, you would see a lot of range heroes to be placed in lane, like when Tangible Gwen was a thing, Ringo was a thing. They are constantly placed in lane. On top of that as well, that of Vox. But at this point in time, we are seeing a lot more Idris being picked up, and on top of that as well, the Black Feather is used to counter that Idris because of your extra health barrier as well. So Idris's chakra cannot quite touch you at the end of it all. So that's a fun shift in meta, but Deity Stars, however, trying to be a little cheeky, just taking the front of the side of Parasism. And now though, you know, with that Sky pickup, not really a lot of early aggression coming out from that of Artisan.
I think Deity Stars is a player, you know, just to he is not hesitant for any aggression, you know. He does not hesitate to just go and start up, you know, the crystal, rather the Elder Treant. He's just an aggressive player. He does whatever he can. You look at how far he is trying to poke out the enemies here right now. And while, you know, Paroxysm just trying to push up or pressure the lane as far as they can, Artisan provides such a great defense from the lane as well. So lane control, very good.
Sorry, I was responding to MKC00 there. We are kind of doing the secondary school thing where we are just writing secret notes, you know, secret heartfelt love letters for each other. But, you know, honestly, not a lot of aggression, you know, exchanging or other coming out from both Artisan and Parasystem. It's almost as if Parasystem is really respecting their opponents this time, not trying to over-aggress and putting themselves, you know, in a very uncomfortable position where they have to defend, whereas they just really need to farm up, especially for Isle of Twice Sana there. On that, Idris really wants to unlock the divergent path, and quite interesting item pickup coming out from Isle of Twice Sana. A lot of times for Idris, you will see them just settling for that Swifty instead of building it into a salvo. But however, Isle of Twice Sana, 5 minutes in, not really completing that of Sorrow Blade yet, so do not have that unlocked for him. And on top of that, has got that salvo.
Yes, he does. Probably just wants to get a little bit more attack speed there. The Rose Offensive from Roasty Toasty goes in just now because he does have, you know, the first tier 3 item and of course the Serpent's Mask. So probably tries to go in for some damage, and you can see Artisan putting so much pressure in lane right now. Daily Stars goes in with a Suri Strike, but not going to do much because it's still in the earlier part of the game, and Sky shines throughout the late game. Rosimi Tosi over here, 1v1 tries Sana, he's going to be killed right now. First blood goes over to Delphire. Over here in the Quibble picks up the kill. And over here, Fury is going to be killed. Second kill goes over to Delphire once again. We have a Roma with 2 kills in a 4 right now.
Okay, let's just you know, just take a step back and let's all just admit one fact. Romas needs to build items too.
Yeah.
They need the first blood. They need the second blood. If possible, give all your kills to the Romas, yeah? So they can save you at the end of the day. I mean, Fountain's not exactly very cheap, right?
That's true. Coming from, you know, a Rome main, you know, Luxuria, really. But I think in the earlier part of the game, it doesn't, you know, kind of matter that much. But towards the later part of the game, you will want to give, you know, the kills to the carries.
No.
Just
give it to the Romas. I think that was what Delphire told me. Just give everything to the Romas. The Romas can carry games.
Okay,
but of course, to the viewers out there, I know Delphire, so we are just throwing very friendly banter for him, just to give, you know, Parasystem maybe an edge, tilt Artisan a little, then maybe we can see a game, a third game for these two teams. I mean, they are playing decent at this point in time, but of course, Artisan in the lead at this point in time with 2k gold lead over that of Parasystem. The nickname that Isle of Twice Sana had was Druid, or Junior Druid, or, you know, I don't know what Druid he has, but looking at his CS, he's far from Druid.
Yeah, that's a little bit far there, actually.
A little bit
there
far.
There goes the Force Accord. Triple pull right there. That's the first kill going on to Artisan right now. Iocha receiving so much damage from that 4 barrage. Oh, that was a triple Force Accord. Did you see that, Luxuria?
No, I did not. I'm sorry. No. I was busy really thinking of shade to throw at Druid Junior there.
All right. Oh, that's a shame right there, but triple
yeah, but all in all, I guess that was a decent play coming out from Delphire. But once again, Roasty Toasty going hard on Iocha. Iocha is...
Oh, no. He's just going to get taken out right now. Twice Sana, the second target, and he's gone because of the breaking point on Roasty Toasty now. 15 stacks in total with that weapon infusion. You can see how fast and how great this Black Feather is doing right now. Now, first turret is going to go down as usual, of course. Artisan, yeah, just... despite with that Sky, they're actually doing early game pretty well with a 5-0 lead right now. Gold mine is of course open, and if they want to, they probably can take it.
I mean, at this point in time, honestly, Artisan can just push their objectives, push their, you know, advantage. You know, at this point in time, they are sitting very comfortably 4k ahead of Parasystem. Once again, Ocha being caught out.
Oh, Force Accord is going to be blocked right now, thankfully, and no, it is 4 barrage not going to land onto the heroes right there. And Paroxysm, all they can do right now is just play the defense game strong. But Fury is a little bit caught out right here. Vanguard is going to save him. No, he's going to get taken out by Roasty Toasty right there. Immediately, we have item silence actually going down to Isle of Twice Sana. And that means we have Delphire actually buying the Norwave Gauntlet. It's not a very popular item though, but I guess it's pretty good if you want to, just prevent your opponents from blocking your hook, or rather the Force Accord coming out.
Yeah, not a very, an item that, not a very popular item, the Norwave Gauntlet at least. But with the changes made to it in 2.7, and, no, not Norwave Gauntlet, sorry, Echo. So a lot of times we do see Delphi with that Norwave Gauntlet and eventually building into the Echo as well. But at that fight, we saw Delphi not really utilizing that Norwave Gauntlet in the early part, and that is why the Force Accord was blocked up. So that is one thing that we must note as well. But I mean, Delphi coming into this game, he is a Finn main at the end of the day. We can trust him with a lot of much better, I must say, pulls compared to Impels.
Yeah,
right.
I would say, well, he doesn't prefer to be called a Finn main actually.
Oh, really?
Well, he gets annoyed sometimes,
okay,
but
so
well,
what would we call Delphi then? A Finn?
I guess
a troll?
I am not sure.
The river troll that Delphi
Oh,
is?
look at this item. Silent goes out. Double Force Accord coming out. Fury is just going to be blown up with that Quibble. And there we go. Iocha, the second target off the side of Team Artisan here. He's going to survive or not. The Black Feather goes in immediately right now. Twaisana dives in, but not going to do anything because it's 3v2 situation. They don't want to lose out any more kills, or rather deaths to Team Artisan right now. It's 7-0 in the 10 minutes mark, and it's 19k to 25.3k. That's a solid 6k goal lead on the side of Team Artisan right here. We have another pause right now just to sort out some technical difficulties once again for the players. I think, Twaisana is facing some lag issues.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Twaisana. If not, then Delphi, or it's either that or Delphi just got pissed with me calling him a Finn main or a river troll.
Yeah, that's true.
So if that's the case, if that's the case, then I apologize, sorry, but not sorry. Sure. I don't care about your feelings. But as the players resolve their connectivity issue, oh, we are back once again.
Yeah, right back.
We do see a lot of pushing, a lot of pressure coming out from Artisan, and they are playing very well. Although Idris has got his items right now, he has got that Sorrow Blade, has got the Poison Shift, but really nothing much and not much plays that he can achieve because of the fortified hell that Finn brings to the table. Like you said, in this current update, it is just insane.
Yes, it is. And once Finn actually goes onto that Echo, it's going to be a very scary Finn right there. We have now Wave Gauntlet, being blocked away, Crucible, and Force Accord 100% hit, unless he misses, of course. And if, that's not enough, he has a second Force Accord.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's it right now. Very scary Finn coming out. They're going to go for the gold mine here. Oh, the Solar Storm comes in a little bit too early.
So close, but I guess Artisan in response to that would be a big thank you for helping me secure that gold mine. It was so close, it was just used a tad early. But all in all, yes, I guess at this point in time, it's quite a reflection of the first game. Wouldn't you agree? With Artisan going out against GAM3ASIA in that first game, it's kind of similar all in all, but at this point in time, they are sitting at a 7k gold lead, 12 minutes into game.
Well, that's a lot of gold actually. 7k in the first 12 minutes. That just shows how much the changes of that gold mine can bring. Now, along of course with that turrets. Now, if I'm not wrong, the second turret provides
300 gold.
300 gold.
Yes.
So of course the same lah. But the first turret,
the first one is 200.
Yeah, 200 gold right now. Oh, we see Delfire going boost in, but item silence. He's gonna pull out Fury right there, and Fury is gonna be the prime target for Black Feather. He's gonna blow him up right now. Fury is still running for his life right there. Gauntlet goes down, but he's not gonna escape. And while we have that, Twaisana runs away from Daily Stars, and Iocha is the next target for Rosti Mitosi. Double kill goes down to Team Artisan, bringing the kill lead to 9-0 right now. They're on fire right now.
They can. If they continue playing well, Artisan really can just clear this game with no kills at all. It is just the amount of sustain and fortified hell that Finns bring to the table. Even at this point in time, if I'm seeing right, Finn just built that fountain. But before that, he was sitting at the healing flask as well.
Right, there we go again. We have Daily Stars putting so much poke damage onto Iocha right now. He probably needs, Atlas Pauldron for the Black Feather because he's such a monster at this point of time. He does have, the the Serpent's Mask, Breaking Point, and eventually probably a Bone Saw, even a Tension Bow coming out. Delphire, a little bit slow here. He might be caught out right now. Flare is used, and they're not just gonna go because they don't want to, you know, meet the other two from Artisan right there. Oh, there we go. Rosimi Tosi boosting out to Fury right here. Fury goes back, and he's gonna block that Conquer Lives. Actually, Fury is so low, he's gonna be taken down. 1v2 right now, and we have Rosimi Tosi still going strong.
Oh,
he's gonna go 1v2, and the last man standing, Iocha, is gonna be taken down. That's the ace for Team Artisan. 0 kills from Team Paroxysm, and well, they're gonna push into the Vein Crystal turrets and probably even end the game very soon.
This will definitely be the GG push coming out from the side of Artisan, unless, of course, Fury now respawning has an answer to that, but it's down to Crystal at this point in time. Fury can only just run away, but Artisan, they can just focus down on the turret and secure this best of 3.
There we go. There goes another kill from the Sky. Sky is doing so well, and Iocha in a little bit of situation here. He's going to go down right away, and Fury, he's not going to escape that. That's one more ace coming out right there, and there is the second game of this best of 3 series. And there we go. We have Team Artisan advancing to the finals of today's TGCC.
And of course, big congratulations to Team Artisan going into the finals, being able and given that opportunity to vie for the first place match.
Well, I'm surprised actually, you know, they had the Sky and they still managed to, you know, pull out a 15-0, I guess. Well, Sky is definitely strong, you know, to them is strong.
Well, yeah, maybe to Artisan, Sky is strong. But once again, a big congratulations to Artisan. But of course, Paroxysm, they did play well. It is just that at the end of it all, maybe they're not as mechanically strong as compared to Artisan. But good game, well played to both teams nonetheless. Delphire, I must say, please teach me the ways of the Finn.
Yes, Finn, well, if he's not a Finn main, I don't know who is, you know, with the amount of Force Accord coming out, just great quibbles, you know, just great protection onto his teammates.
I think, sorry to interrupt you, but I think I'm getting a shout out request from the audience from Trophies. So, hello! And of course, Wei-Ting as well, so hello.
Yes, of course.
But anyways, that was a very good semis one, wouldn't you agree? MKC 0-0-0. But, you know, coming into the second semis, right, we have another very big game.
Yeah, very big indeed.
I think very, very big game. And probably the game that a lot of people will be looking forward to.
Yes, definitely. We have actually the long-awaited Outlaws against Kung Fu Chickens. And these two teams, well, I'm sure most people from SCA, they have heard of these players. You know, we have Truffies, we have Trufflers, Blanks, on the side of KFC, Black City, we have Quisi?
Yeah, I think QC. Yeah, Quisi,
of
QC,
course,
yeah.
Kirchhoffs. Yes.
Kirchhoffs,
yes. Whoa, fantastic memory. Okay, so, yeah.
So, you know, you can just look at my book here.
It's okay. So, very fantastic players. They're all from, most of them from VG8, some of them from Challengers, of course, and all the top players from C, actually.
Definitely. I mean, coming into, when I was invited to cast for, you know, this championship Southeast Asia Open, I was going through the roster of the teams, I was going through the matchup, and I told myself that if I don't cast for the first game, the first semis, I must cast for the second semis finals, the game between Kung Fu Chickens or I call KFC, going up against Outlaws. Both teams, their names, they are very familiar, but, you know, they have some roster changes made to them. Okay, sorry, I was kind of
distracted a bit.
Yeah, distracted, I must say. I'm getting mixed signals, not from a goal, but from production. So kind of sad for myself. I thought I'll have that from, you know, a female and not a production, but all in all, I guess it's decent. But do I have to throw this over to the MC? Am I supposed to do that?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so that is all that we have from the casting panel. Let's throw it over to Justin on the stage. Take it
Right,
away.
so what a game we had between Team Artisan and Parasitism. So congratulations to Team Artisan for making through to the finals. And we will be having a little giveaway, in fact.
Yep, we're going to have a giveaway. And for those people who are just arriving, what we're having here is the Vainglory Championship, Southeast Asia Open. So what goodies are we going to give away?
Alright, so the first gift that we will be giving away is a Vainglory t-shirt. So for anyone that is interested to win this prize, all you have to do is raise up your hand and I will be asking you a question. So the question is, what did Delfire play as, which hero did Delfire pick up in the second game against Team Parasitism?
Wait,
so
all hands down first, all hands down first. We're going to count to 3. And whoever has the fastest hand, we'll pick them. Alright? You count, you count.
1, 2, 3. So
there's like only one hand.
Apparently there's only one hand, so she is the clear winner by elimination. So
you have to come on stage. Come on stage. Come on stage. There is the steps over there.
So there we have it. Alright, she won the shirt, so congratulations to the lady there. But yeah, like the caster said, we have another game that will be coming up later, which will be between Kung Fu Chickens and Outlaws. So we will be heading into a little break, I do believe. And
alright. We'll be going into a little break. We'll see you shortly as the teams prepare to come up next.